I'm going to be very real with you guys today. I am not typically the person that will do things for myself, and that comes to a fault a lot of times because I tend to neglect myself in a lot of different ways, and I should probably do more things for myself. But recently I decided I wanted to make some changes to better my environment and put myself in a better place to start the year out right and in the direction that I want to go for 2025. One of those things, if you watch my content regularly, you may have noticed something in the background that's a little bit different. So I decided it was finally time, after almost 2 years of living here, that I was going to repaint my office studio space. Now, if you don't remember, my paint in this room was very much an ugly, tannish flesh color before, and that actually proved to be kind of troublesome when it came to color grading at times. When I was trying to isolate skin tones, it would often isolate my skin and the walls at the same time, which caused me to do a bunch of extra masking and stuff that was just more work in the end than it needed to be. Plus, it wasn't very me. It wasn't a me type of color, so it kind of brought down the vibes in the space, and it didn't create the atmosphere that I was looking for in terms of what I want to create in this room. So I spent a majority of a few hours moving all of my stuff out of here and getting the paint that I wanted. I chose a color called Fired Earth, which came out exactly how I wanted it. It may look black, but it's a very dark, smoky gray. And I chose a matte finish because I cannot really stand glossy finishes on pretty much anything. That's why my guitars have a matte finish. I love a satin matte finish over a high gloss any day, and I think it works really well in this space. That's just kind of my preference. Glossy looks very tacky to me, and a flat matte look is really awesome. A lot of times that's even what I do with my hair. I know that's really tangential, but the hair products that I use to style my hair often give me a matte finish because a glossy finish looks tacky and it looks greasy in the end when it comes to hair, but it's just not my preference. I also ordered a few new face covers for my outlets in here. I'm trying to find one for the light switch currently because whoever lived here prior to us did a bit of a DIY thing with this light switch panel, and it's kind of cut. And the things that I ordered for my blank faceplate and my outlets in here is brass. It's metal. So I can't really just easily slice a piece of metal like they did the plastic on that faceplate. So I'm trying to figure out something with that. And I also ordered a wine red rug. We'll see. It's coming here tomorrow. We'll see if it works in this space. So I can lay that out, make this a little more cozy, add a bit of color in here, and also help a bit of the echo in this room, and just to make things a little more me. You might not know from this channel necessarily, but I am a very dark, gothic-y type of person. I'm a metalhead. I love black. I love dark things like horror movies, thriller movies. Dante's Inferno is one of my favorite books. I love sci-fi horror, like H.P. Lovecraft. I'm a very dark colored, dark schemed type of person. Very gothic, Victorian style is what my brain really is attracted to for whatever reason. So those are the styles of faceplates that I got for my outlets and stuff, a very kind of Art Deco, Gothic style thing. I also want to change up the space in terms of how I have it decorated. Obviously, I built this shelf here with my video about the New Year's change and my goals and stuff, so I've got this as kind of a display shelf. I've got my Pelican cases below to hold some of my camera gear, but I've also got a few knickknacks and things up on here just to spice up the look of the place and make my brain more happy to sit in this room. But I kind of want to maybe hang some posters, get some more decorative stuff in this room now that I've kind of turned it more me. And that's all to basically create an environment that welcomes my productivity and my creativity. I really want to make 2025 my year where everything changes. I make huge strides in my own physical and mental health. I make huge strides in my career path in terms of trying to start my videography business and making that successful, as well as having success with this channel and my music accounts that are associated with my music. And I want to create a space that when I come down here and I'm here, it inspires me to do all of those things. And so making it more me has been a huge thing, because my wife and I have, moved around from place to place over the years since we got out of high school, and it's always been a temporary placement. And although we view this house as a temporary placement because we want a better house and land and stuff like that at some point, so we don't want to keep this permanently for the rest of our lives, but I never really customized anything and personalized it to be me, because it was always like apartments and townhouses and stuff like that. So now that we have a house that we bought, I wanted to actually personalize my space to be more me. And honestly, since I've painted it, I have felt so much better. And it's only been a day. Like, I got this all figured out. I'm having new ideas about things I want to add in here, things I want to change. I want to put up like some Doom posters and some heavy metal stuff, and like get some more gothic type of aesthetic architecture art stuff in here. Like, there's a lot of things that I want to do in this space, and it's all being inspired from just painting the room black or dark gray from what it was before. It was very uninspiring before, and now I want to be down here all the time. And I think that's really important for me, to have this space to represent who I am, my personality, and the things that I enjoy, which is a lot of dark stuff. And honestly, like, it's made me mentally, since I've done this, on a high. I'm on a high from painting this. Maybe it's the fumes, but it's elevated my comfortability and my sense of belonging here, because now it's more me, it's more home, right? And that's really hard to put into words unless you can feel that yourself. And I'm entirely happy that I finally made the steps to start working on this, to also work on myself. Now, obviously, this isn't some kind of gear review. This isn't some kind of short film or anything. I'm obviously in one place right now, just kind of talking straight to you. And the whole point of what I've been talking about here with me making these changes to my office and my studio is that I feel it's important for you to do the same. I don't know what the exact message of this video would be, but just a little bit that I've done here, just painting it and getting started on personalizing it to be more me, a more permanent thing as opposed to just a temporary space, it really affects your mental health more than you might think. And again, it's put me on an all crazy high of like feeling happy. There's a big dopamine rush with everything that I've done in here, and it's getting me excited to make the other changes that I am, because it's finally becoming a space that's mine. And I feel that's really important to do as a creative person, because a lot of times I feel like your environment and environments that you put yourself in can be extremely restricting and constraining. And to have a place that you can come back at the end of the day and sit down to write music or write stories or film, or just chill in a place that feels like you, that's really important. And I feel like the message, more or less, is to do more things for yourself. Do what's going to make you happy, what's going to be to your benefit mentally and physically, creatively, professionally. Like, make those changes. I am someone who takes a long time to make decisions, and that's caused me problems in the past, but I'm a very analytical person, and a lot of times it forces me to put off decisions longer than I should, and I'm trying to get better at that and actually making decisions quicker. And that was one of these decisions, was to finally, start manipulating this space and molding it into something that represents me more than what it was before. And that is what I think is the odd tangential point of this video. Do the things for yourself. It's so worth it. I am so glad I started on this, and it's a good start to the year for me, just this small little thing, and it's gonna set a pace for me with everything else that I talked about, with my music, with my filmmaking, with everything. It's setting the pace for me to do great things and to push myself to do more. And I think that's the short summation of this. Push yourself this year to do the things that you want to do and to help better yourself and put yourself in a higher place. So I guess I'll wrap up this update / lesson life advice video by saying, you got this. That thing that you've been wanting to do for yourself, do it. It's entirely worth it. And if it's for the benefit of your mental health or physical health, creative health, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Just do it. Don't hesitate. Just do it. Trust me. Trust me, bro. Trust me. That's all I'll say. All right, you guys, I got some gear reviews coming up here shortly, and some really cool stuff that I'm getting to feature from a lot of cool companies. So look forward to that. Subscribe if you haven't, and thank you guys so much for watching. Get out there and stay creative.